Hello mga ka-try! Welcome to another episode of Try Robotics. If this is your first time, please watch our episode last week where we talk about the introduction to robotics. We answered the question like, what is robotics and why should we learn it? And we also talk about the different types and applications of robots. Kaya kapag pinagalitan kayo ng nanay nyo and sinabing, para kang robot, pwede silang tanungin, Ma, anong robot? Aerial ba yan? Underwater? O industrial? And we also talk about the laws, different laws of robotics. Kaya kapag puro robot na lang yung inaatupag ninyo at nagalit yung nanay nyo at sinabing babatuhin kayo ng robot nyo, sabihin nyo, Ma, natutunan ko po, first law of robotics, robots must not harm a human being. In tonight's program, we will start with a demonstration of the Kto12 robot, and we will see how easy it is to program and to play with this educational robot. You see, it's very easy to program this K-12 educational robot. And tonight in our program, I will show you how to do that. We will install the ardublock program, we will install the Arduino, and then we will make our very first program, which is blinking of the LEDs. And then later on, after the program, I will show you a practical project wherein you don't need to change anything on your program, but you can make that using that same code to make a practical project that you learned using this educational robot. So ngayon naman, ang next natin gagawin will be to install Arduino and ardublock. So to do that, let's go to arduino.cc. So just type arduino.cc, and then we will download the Arduino software. So go to software and then click download. So there's a lot of softwares that you can see here. As you can see, if you're on a Mac, you can use this Mac OS X. If you're on Linux, you can use the other Linux distribution systems or installer for Linux. And then if you're on Windows, there are two options. First is the zip file. This is a non-installer, so this will be just a folder on your computer. And then the other one, if you're running on Windows 10, you can choose this, which is an installer. So for our option, we will choose the zip file. We will not install our Arduino, so just click on that. And if you would like to donate, then that's fine. But if not, then just click just download. and we will wait for it to finish downloading. As you can see down below, it's now downloading the latest version of Arduino software, which is the version 1.8.12. So now that it's completed downloading, so let's go to that file. We'll click on here and then show in folder. So there we have it on the downloads folder. So what we'll do is right click on it and then click extract all. So there, so it will be saved in downloads, and then another folder which is called Arduino 1.8.12 Windows. So just click extract, and once it's done extracting, you will be able to open. As you can see here, let's put it on the side. So this will be this folder. Alright, once completed, let's wait for it to complete. After 20 years, finally it has finished extracting the file. So let's open this folder, Arduino, and then you'll see here another Arduino folder. And there, this one, we're interested in this guy, and for easy access, what we'll do is we'll right click on it, and then we will place a desktop shortcut. So click on desktop, create shortcut. There. So if we go to the desktop, the Arduino shortcut is there. So let's try to open it. And again, it will take a little while. Just click allow access if it shows up. And there, it opened. So that's the next thing that we will be doing. We will install our ardublock on our Arduino. So to do that, let's go to, there's many options to download ardublock, but the way we will be doing it tonight is because we're interested in the blocks that has been created by the manufacturer of our Kto12 bot. So we will download it from their website. So let's go to e.gizmo.net. Alright. Okay, so to make life easier, just type here K212. Sorry, it should be 2. There, it will show the Kto12 robot. Let's just click on it. What we're trying to look now are the downloadable files that has been created by the manufacturer, the year. So we are interested in downloading the library. We need to download the prolific driver as well, and we also need to download the ardublock file. So let's download all of them. Let's first download the ardublock jar file, and let's download the prolific driver there, as well as the library. And let's wait for it to finish downloading. So there we have it. We've completed downloading all the files that we needed. The PL2303, we have downloaded the eGizmo Kto12 bot library, as well as the ardublock folder. Another thing that you would be interested to download is the Kto12 technical manual. So just click on download, and if you finish downloading that, it will look like this, the manual, since I already downloaded it. And since we are installing the softwares, you would be interested to look at section number 3, which is softwares and library. And this is basically what we're trying to follow in this tutorial. So back then, when they created this manual, the updated IDE for Arduino was 1.8.8, but now we already have downloaded the version 1.8.12, and of course it's always advisable to download the updated one. And then we also downloaded the Kto12 for related driver, and if you're on Mac, you might want to download this MD Kto12 for Mac OS X. Now I'm going to show you why prolific this Kto12 is important. Well, this is the USB driver of our robot, so that it will be detected by our computer. And if you don't have it, it will not be detected by our computer. So I'll show you how that works. So I will now be plugging in our Kto12 robot to our computer, and to see, let's go to Device Manager. I'll show you how to go there. Press the start button and then type device, and it will show Device Manager. Click on it, and then you would be interested in this area, the ports. This is where all the USB ports are connected, and you will see here the prolific USB to serial COM port, and this is now connected to USB COM 5 or communication port, serial port number 5. If you did not install the prolific driver, so it will be showing here or somewhere here on the ports, but it will have an exclamation point or exclamation mark like this, which means that you would not be able to use your robot, and the computer does not recognize our robot. So go ahead, if you don't have that yet, similar with what we did with Arduino, just right click on it and then extract all, so that it will be extracted. And once that is extracted already, you might want to double click on that to run it and install it on your device. So I'll just click on install. Yes, next, and then finish. Okay, so there's no harm of redoing it again, even if I already have it installed on my device. I just showed you how to do it, and yes, that's very, very important. So the next part that we're gonna be doing is to install the ardublock. So once again, we will extract that. It will go there on that folder there. So completed. Now it automatically opened the extracted folder for us. So what we will be doing is click that and copy it. Alright, so we will copy the jar file, that jar file. So what we will do now is we will go to the desktop again and run our Arduino. Okay, so if you click on Tools, you see there's no ardublock option. So what we'll do is we click on File Preferences, and we'll be interested in where the programs or the codes that we'll be creating will be saved. And in my computer, it will be going to the Documents folder and then Arduino folder. So let's go there. We'll click on the Documents there, and then there you have the Arduino folder, and then we'll create a new folder and we'll name it Tools there. So open it, and then we will be creating another folder here called ardublock tool. Alright, so make sure that you type it this way because this is case sensitive. Make sure that A is capitalized, B is capitalized, and letter T is capitalized as well. So open that again, and then make another folder called tool without an S, just tool. Open that, and then we will paste there our jar file. So let's locate our jar file again, which is here. So let's copy that, go to Documents, Arduino, Tools, ardublock tool, and then tool, and we'll paste it here. And open our Arduino, and then we should be able to see the ardublock option in our Arduino. There, so if you click on tools, there you have it, the ardublock option. So let's click on it, and as you can see, we now have our ardublock inside our Arduino IDE. So we can now start programming our ardublock. So the next thing that we'll be discussing is I'll just give you a tour about this ardublock. And first is, these are called the blocks, and inside it there's a lot more blocks. So as you can see, it's just like a jigsaw puzzle. So what you do, you just drag it and drop it there, and it will be connected, something like that. And then you would like to get something again, for example the pins, and drag it there. Okay, so if you want to remove a block, just pull it and place it on the side, and it will be deleted. So what do we have here? First, on the controls blocks, you can see here all the delays. Later on you'll see how it's used, as well as the if-else statements, the conditional statements. We'll also use that later on in our tutorial. So I'll just be showing you all the blocks that are here, so that you will be familiar. But of course, the best way really to learn it is to really download it on your computer and to really play with it. Again, we are the best way to learn robotics is learning by doing. So there, just just download it and install it so you can play it for yourself. On the pins blocks, this is where we can see the generic Arduino blocks. For example, usually in Arduino you would set a digital pin and an analog pin, and set it as input or output. You would like to add a servo motor and everything, and there's maybe for this time it's too early to discuss about those things, but just for the sake of showing you what we have here, these are the tests. For example, you're going to compare two values. If one value is greater than the other value, so this is the blocks that will help you with that. So just go there, and we also have the blocks for mathematical operations. For example, we have there the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and so on and so forth. And then in programming, variables and constant is very, very important. If you need that, that is here. Okay, and then we also have here the generic hardware, the servo motor, LCD, and again, we don't need it for our tutorials for the Kto12 bot. And what we will be very much interested in is, of course, the Kto12 bot block. So if you click on it, it will show you all the blocks available for our Kto12 bot. So this one is very, very important. This is part of all the Kto12 robot program, and then these are all the other blocks that you can use when programming our Kto12 bot. And yeah, so we'll show you how to use it later on once we start programming our K-12. Now, another thing that is very important as well to check is if you go to Tools and go to Boards, there is no Arduino Mini with Atmega 168 in here on the selection. So to do that, to have that, we will go again to the eGizmo website. We'll click on Resources and click Sample Codes. Right there. So you would type the word patch, hit enter, and then look for the latest patch of the Arduino, which happens to be this one, updated on June 2019, which is the Arduino patch 1.6x to 1.8x. So open that and then click the arrow down and click the download zip, and it will be downloaded on your downloads folder. Once it's done, you can open it. Alright, so the next thing you do is first right click on that and then extract all, just like what we're doing. There, it will be very fast and it will be extracted right here on the downloads folder. There we have it. So now we would like to open it and copy this folder, the Arduino. And then we will click on downloads again, and we will look for the Arduino folder, which happens to be just here in downloads folder. I didn't move it anywhere. So the Arduino 1.8.12 that we downloaded earlier, so we'll go there, open that, and we will click hardware. So open the hardware folder, and you see here there's Arduino tools. There are two folders, and we will paste the Arduino folder here. Alright, so once that's done, just close it, close everything, and reopen our Arduino. Just wait a while, and there. So if you go to Tools again and select the board selection, you will scroll down and you see there's a lot more choices of the boards, and we are particularly interested in this one, Arduino Mini with Atmega 168, because that is the microcontroller that is running on our K-12 robot. Okay, now that we have our Arduino and our ardublock installed in our computer and it's up and running, we're now ready to make our very first program, the Hello LED, or the blinking of an LED. But before we do that, let us first interview the manufacturer, the designer of our K-12 robot. So guys, please welcome Engineer Roma Mercado from eGizmo.
So why it is called Kto12 Edubot? So we called it Kto12 Edubot or K-12 system or STEM. It is for basic educational program for young learners in programming robotics. So it can also be used by people who want to get started in electronics and in robotics. So there is a lot of considerations. That's why we wanted to develop an all-in-one robot in low-cost like this. So the first is to reduce the time for wiring the sensors on the breadboard. And the other thing is to avoid repetitive word of codes. So from 4 lines of codes to only 1 line of code. That's why it's very reasonable to program, and this is the use of ardublock. So ardublock is the graphical programming using blocks. By selecting the block, then drag and drop, just like playing a puzzle game to program the robot. So that's it. Yes, there's Pivot 2018 and Minibot for line following robot, obstacle avoidance, a maze solver. Then you can actually add more sensors or wireless devices such as Bluetooth shield, RF module. Sample of this is Pivot Junior with Bluetooth controlled. Then Engr and E-arm for robotic arm. 4x4 wheeled E-bot with Engr and PS2 controlled. Batmobot. Then all-terrain 6-wheeled Pathfinder Mobot and G-Tank available in chassis with motors only. We also have the Beast for advanced users.
So ngayon naman ay ipoprogram na natin yung ating Kto12 Edubot. So ang gagawin natin is paiilawan natin itong dalawang light, yung LED light sa harap niya, yung kanyang headlight. So first ay make sure muna natin na tama yung port natin. Yes, we are in COM8. So how do we know? Punta tayo sa start, then click type device manager. When you click on the device manager, punta tayo dun sa ports. Click natin yung ports and makikita nyo doon prolific USB to serial COM port, and that's connected to COM8. Okay, so tama yung COM port setting natin, COM8. Ngayon naman ay we have to make sure na tama yung ating board. Yes, we've selected gives the winner meaning at Mega 168. Importante po yan kasi yan yung microcontroller na nandun sa ating Kto12 Edubot. So now, let's program our Kto12 Edubot. Yung first na ilalagay natin would be kbot begin. Drag lang natin yan and then drop natin doon sa ating loop block. So kbot.begin is ito yung pinaka-basic na kailangan parating kasama kasi this will initialize all our components and our program libraries. So ngayon, since paiilawin natin yung LED, lalagay natin yung kbot LED. Drop lang natin doon. Tapos papalitan natin siya to headlight left. Okay, now ito yung isa sa napakagandang function ni ardublock. Right click natin to and then clone. You see? Di ba ang dali? Hindi mo na kailangan kunin ulit doon sa Kto12 block. I-ano mo na lang, i-clone na lang natin and we have it. So now let's change this to headlight right and there. So basically what we're trying to do here is we are turning on the headlight left and the headlight right. So left and right, this is currently turned off, we will turn it on. And look what will happen here. This is a blank sketch ng Arduino. Once we click on upload to Arduino, it will transfer yung program behind these blocks doon sa ating Arduino sketch. Once we click that, so you see, nag-transfer doon yung program behind those blocks. So we'll just click on save, and then it will compile that, and after the compilation, it will upload it to our Kto12 bot. And look what will happen to the lights after the uploading. So you see, after the uploading, ang nangyari, nag-turn on na ngayon yung ating lights, yung headlights natin. So it's continuously turned on. Ngayon naman, what we will do ay i-off natin siya. We'll leave it on for 1 second and then i-off natin siya for another second to make it blinking. So to do that, we will add delay. So punta tayo sa control and then we will add delay millis. Okay, dagdag natin doon. And you see automatically, meron na siyang value na 1,000. Ano ba yung 1,000? That 1,000 represents milliseconds. That 1,000 represents milliseconds. So, ibig sabihin, 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second. So, basically, what we're doing is, we're turning on yung left and right headlight for 1 second. And then, what we will do next? So, gagawin natin, clone ulit natin itong blocks na to, the whole blocks. So, after 1 second na naka-on siya, we will now turn it off. Okay, so that's how easy it is. Now, we will turn it off for 1 second. And since this is a loop, meaning to say, after this end block, it will go back to the first one. We will do it again, turn it again, turn on again, and then delay 1,000 milliseconds again, then turn it off, then delay ulit ng 1 second, turn it on, turn it off, and let's see if it does that. So let's click upload to Arduino. There. So you see, so from a steady light, steady turn on light, it's now blinking. Now, let's try to play. What will happen kung bibilisan natin yung delay? Now, let's say from 1,000, let's make it 500. Tingnan nga natin kung ano yung mangyayari. When we make it 500, okay, and then we'll upload to Arduino. Look what happens. So you see, the blinking becomes faster. So now, yan, ganun lang kadali yung pag-program ng ating Kto12 Edubot using ardublock. So you see, para ka lang bumubuo ng jigsaw puzzle. And now, para sa ating practical project number 1, as I promised, wala tayong babaguhin doon sa ating code. Ito lang din yung program na gagamitin natin. Basically, the same program na ginamit natin to blink yung LED natin doon sa ating Kto12 bot. And we will upload that dito sa ating circuit. Ito. Pero since we're using a different board, ay makikita nyo, no? So, ito yung microcontroller board natin. Nakakonect siya sa isang relay. At itong relay na ito will turn on itong ilaw. This is yung similar na ilaw na ginagamit natin sa bahay. Yan din yun. So, as you can expect, ang mangyayari sa kanya, this light will be blinking just like yung light ng Kto12 bot. So, let's do it. Let's go to Tools. Ang papalitan lang natin is yung board. So, from Arduino Mini at Mega 168, we will be changing to Arduino Uno kasi this is an Arduino Uno compatible board. And then, we will click Upload to Arduino. No changes on the program. And tingnan natin kung anong mangyayari after naman. See? So, nag-blink ngayon yung ating ilaw. So, that's one of the practical projects that we can make sa mga natutunan natin na lessons dito using sa Kto12 Edubot. So, makikita nyo, wala tayong binago sa program and yet we're able to make one practical application using the relay and a separate microcontroller board. Pero, syempre, ayaw naman natin na yung ilaw natin sa bahay ay nag-blink ng ganyan. Siyempre, gusto natin something more useful. But the point is, ganun siya kadali. You know, anything that you learn from the Kto12 Edubot, you can use it sa practical projects natin.
That's it for tonight, mga ka-try. Next week, we'll talk more about sensors. So, if you haven't done it yet, please click that like button and follow us on Facebook, so that you'll be updated in our next week's program. And if you're watching us through YouTube, please click that subscribe button so that you'll be updated for our weekly program. See you next week.